Tatiana, hi, Jim Delapine here, and I want to give you some tips, a few tips here. I could see that you worked really hard on this, and you've got a lot of elements in here, and it's almost too much actually. So you just really worked your tail off. So I can also see that you did a great job with your layer masks. If I fill the background with black, I can see that there's no, you know, pixel debris, as they call it. So the only thing I would suggest is to look at the refine mask edge option for getting like the furry edges of or, the delicate edges of like this here. Let's see, this is disable the layer mask. You can see that. Actually, this doesn't look too furry, but the refine mask option would really help you there. If I select this, note what I'm doing here. I'm quickly going to this layer by doing this. If you have the move tool active and have auto select checked, as soon as you click on an element, it goes right to that layer. Okay, so if I right click and disable the layer mask, I can see the original. And I mean, it's not too furry, but that refine mask option would really make this perfect and really help you be efficient with this. So let's look at different options here. So let me fill this background with white again. Um, and let's look at options here. So I'm going to say that this makes no sense, this little laptop here. All right, it's not attached to anything, it's just kind of floating. So let's just get rid of that, the Game Boy. Okay, so let's look at also how to make this more fun. So I'm going to select this arm here, and well, if we wanted to rotate this, for example, I'd hit Control T. All right, it puts a bounding box around the entire image, and in the middle, which is hard to see, you see the center point here. I'm going to click and drag the center point here because I'm going to rotate around this point. So now if I go to outside and click and drag, it's rotating up. Okay, and then I'll move it here. So we have something like that. I mean, that's an option. Okay, so I think this would be more effective rotated. So if I select this, hit Control T, and then bring my rotation point up to about here, and then rotate it. All right, we'll bring it up here, something like this. So I'll leave it right there. Okay, so now I'll hit Enter, and then with the layer mask active, I'm going to mask out parts I don't want. So for example, this yellow piece here, I'll click there. And then what I want to do is make it look like it's going behind this ear, okay, of the head. So I'll mask out this portion. Okay, so I'll zoom in. You can decrease and increase your brush size quickly by hitting the left or right bracket key. Okay, so that could be a real time saver. And then what I'll do is I'll click and drag along here to mask out that portion. Okay, so it looks like it's going behind the ear. Okay, so that's the benefit of layer masks. They're non-destructive, and the original image is still retained, so you can change your mind. So I'm going to undo that and show you another method here. Okay, let me just undo that several times. And so with that head, so the head is this here. So if I control click on the layer mask, it puts a selection around the head. Okay, so now with the layer mask active, again, that was control or command click on the layer mask. It puts a selection around the layer mask that you used. Okay, so I want it for the head. Now with the layer mask to the arm 2 active, I'm going to paint with black. Okay, so what this selection does is it keeps that selection inside and brings it exactly to the edge of that selection for the head. Okay, so that's I hope you that concept could be very interesting. Okay, so you can see how you can have fun with this. Okay, so I'm not, you've got a whole mishmash of stuff down here that is all connected, but let's see, this does not look like it's going into the car. So let's do this. Let me undo that. So I'm going to hit Control T to put a selection around that image here. I'm going to make this thinner by clicking on the middle bounding box and pulling this in. Okay. And then what I'll do is I'll pull this center rotation box up here and then rotate this a little bit. All right, put this in the position here. Okay. Then I'll go to the car, and I will position this here, hit Control T, rotate it, bring this somewhere around here, okay, hit enter, so you can see how you can start to have fun. All right, then with this layer active, I'm going to select the layer mask and then go to my paintbrush tool and mask out this portion here to make it look like it's going inside a portion of this car. All right, it just gives the illusion that it's going into that car. All right, I maybe did a little bit too much here, so I'll swap my foreground and background color by doing this, or simply hit the letter X, and then I'll paint this back in. Left bracket key will decrease the brush size, and then I can paint this in here. Wait a second. Well, that maybe should have been up a little bit. Let me just bring this up here, and then yeah, I kind of want it to look like it's going into that portion of the car. So you'll have to kind of figure that out. You know, something like that. Okay, I did it quickly. So yeah, something like that. You could have more fun with it. Let's see. You've got a number of elements here. I don't know. This is all kind of. It's okay, you know, but consider that. Okay, so the foot here. I don't know. Let's rotate this foot so it's a little straighter. And now you want it to look like it's going into the shoe. So I'll hit enter, and now with this layer active, all right, I want it to kind of look like it's fitting into the shoe here a little bit. So with the layer mask active, I will paint. Brush size a little larger. I'll just kind of paint the shape of that where it goes into the shoe, something like that. I don't know, it's really not well done, but you get the idea. Now for this foot, this looks really gray, and so actually this is going to be for the next, I'm going to give you a heads up on for the one of the requirements for 4A2, milestone 4, assignment 2. You need to use adjustment layers that are clipping masks. So watch what I'm going to do here. All right, I'm going to click on this layer mask here with the foot selected. All right, I'm going to select levels. Then I'm immediately going to make this a clipping mask by Alt or Option clicking in between these layers. And then I'm going to increase the contrast of this foot. This is kind of weird because, yeah, this is a histogram area. This should have been, I don't know. It's kind of hard to get the contrast in here. I may want to go with a brightness. Let me just select this. I may want to go with a brightness contrast. That may help it. It automatically clipped. All right, and then so for contrast, you could do something like that. I want this to pop a little more. It looks a little too overall gray. All right, so something like that. I don't know. All right, so you get the idea. I want you to have fun with this and just build this so it's logical and make it look like certain elements are going into other elements. I mean, for example, I don't know, body here, paintbrush, I don't know. That's the fun part, okay, figuring that out. All right, I hope that helped. Take care. Bye.